I was just trying to see how that parking compared to mine.
Yeah, and I know when I moved my stuff over to Epic, at one point I just did parking before I got my stuff a little bit more organized, and it was decent. I had them all set up on the
Parking
I don't know what it's
rotation.
called, but yeah, the rotation are on the flyer, but they figure out which is best. And I was the domains I transferred. I think I was making more than I was at GoDaddy. How much more? I probably wasn't paying enough attention to say, but I was I was making some money there. But since I kind of just put most of mine on Blanders, so I don't get any parking from them anymore. But yeah, but it was yeah. And you've done some parking testing, right? You have a few thousand domains at ParkLogic, didn't you say?
Yeah, I got over 4,000 at ParkLogic, and they're earning pretty good for me right now. Yeah, let me take a look. Like 30-day rolling is 364 right now. So
it's yeah, okay. So it's a little more than yeah, okay.
yeah, and that's let me see. I don't know what the statistics
So
are.
do their parking pages have this domain is for sale?
Yeah.
As well? Yeah.
I've got that on all of them, and mine go to Dan, and I'm actually gonna. You can actually split it up into different portfolios. Page is the one that turned me onto that, and so I'm gonna split it up and test some other landers just to see if they do better. And that's how I'm actually gonna try and do. See if I can set the GoDaddy auction page for some of these names. See if the having GoDaddy branded increases sales. So we'll see.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah.
So out of 4,000 domains, you're making $360 a month?
Yeah. But now there's only like 200 or 250 that are earning. Most of those are just dead weight.
Well, I mean, you're testing them out. Have any of them drastically changed in the? You spent what 2 months now? You have them there.
Yeah.
Have any of them drastically changed? Like either started off making money and then stopped, or weren't making anything and then started?
Not really. I think it takes a little while for them to kind of get dialed in on what's working for that domain, because I'm not going in and tweaking anything on them. But like, well, I will say this, trackyourvote.com is pretty good right now.
What's it called?
Trackyourvote.com.
Okay.
That would be awesome.
I thought you said rack your vote.
Tron Markets, which Tron is a cryptocurrency, is my #1 earning for the last 30 days. So the one that has varied a little bit and it seems to be on the decline is Replica Magic, and I have a feeling that that's just some of the SEO and links, getting cleaned up, because it had a lot of backlinks, I think, when I bought it, and it was a place to buy knockoff Rolexes. So
Yeah.
All right.
How much did you say you were getting, Jason, from these names? Is it bonus?
No, it's with ParkLogic. About 360 is what I've got in the last rolling 30 days.
$360?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yep, but on 4,000 domains. Well, you said 200 are making money.
Yeah, I mean, well, I've got that many parked, and I've got them set up. So like I have a zero rev folder, and every day or every couple of days, I'll go look at the zero rev portfolio, and any that have gotten money, and it's usually like one more. It adds like one a day or a couple a day. So I've only had them there. I've had them there for less than 90 days. Well, coming right up on 90 days now.
Jason,
yeah.
Jason, I have a question for you. Did you check all the domains which you parked with the ParkLogic? Are they going to any porn sites or sex sites? Did you check it? Because I have experienced it myself.
Oh yeah.
Because I heard the part. I did not do any checking, but I didn't hear what you were experiencing.
He was asking.
But actually, let me tell you. Actually, I had a very high quality names with the ParkLogic, and some buyer told me that this name is going towards a porn site, So immediately I changed the Park Logic servers, and then I confirmed with my move. I checked a lot of domains that were floating to the pawn side. So it
Huh.
is. Then I asked.
Riz, you're not coming in too clear. You're saying you checked and it went to adult sites. Is that it?
Yeah, I checked my other domains again,
Yeah.
and I saw that many domains was going to the pawn side.
Wow.
Then I contacted the Park Logic CEO. I don't remember his name. I think it was Michael or what.
Yeah.
He told me that that system works like if anyone is watching the pawn in here in his PC, so they record it, and then when they go to your domain, so they do retargeting of the pawn.
Okay.
This is the
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Yeah,
ultimately it looks
So
like the site is
just keep in mind, because Jason, you know what? Domain is the very valuable entity, because if it is going to the pawn side, buyer would be screwed. You know, buyer can be mad, and
Yeah.
he can tell you of like many things.
yeah, no.
They will not understand that you did it on purpose, but actually you didn't. But they never know. They are the end user.
Right.
Well, but it was on purpose. Like, wasn't your actual action, but by parking it there, like they're openly saying
No,
they do.
Arif actually in bodies we have an option. We disable the pawn. All right.
Yeah. But
Adult
not-
content.
Yeah, but not a
We-
Park Logic.
Yeah, we have
Oh,
option. there.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. So you can, yeah, okay. Because does Bodis have Park Logic as a partner?
Exactly. And Uni Registry also have the option to disable the adult content. So this is very important part in the parking, In CEDO as well. We
Yeah.
have the option of disable the sex content on the CEDO as well. So this is very important part, because we are investing the money, and we never know what's going on on the page.
We got to, and
And-
you got to be careful for that too. Not just for.
And Jason,
just-
you will not find out. You will not find out
Yeah.
if you will be going on your own pages by
Oh,
yourself,
yeah.
because you are not surfing porn.
Yeah.
So you will not see that. But
Speak for
if
yourself,
anyone will be doing it, by any chance, if any end user is watching porn,
Yeah.
so he will be on his own landing page, and then he will see the porn. He will, why? What the hell, man? What's going on?
Wow.
But the good thing, if I'm understanding you correctly, is the only people that will get served porn on one of my sites that
Of
they're
course,
thinking
but
about buying.
Jason, I don't know about
Yeah,
this.
but there could be
But buyer
another.
don't know about
issue.
this.
There could be another issue with that too, because I think wasn't it a couple weeks ago we were talking about the the trademark or potential UDRP type
Yes,
names,
that's what I was going to say.
where
Yeah.
but if you suddenly have porn on there, you probably can get hit really hard, even though you're not putting it up there. If they take a screenshot, then you're in trouble.
Well, it's
course,
not
huh?
just
Yes.
that.
Yes, Jason, you have one good point, that if any buyer contact you that, oh, you are listing the porn on this domain and I'm going to sue you, then you tell him that why you were watching the porn on your computer.
Yeah, and ask him for half a Bitcoin.
Yeah, but it's not just adult stuff. It's a TM stuff you got to worry about as well. Like if they're very good at capturing what people are doing. Like, I mean, let's say you have I'm just trying to think. You have a domain that's like a 2-word domain, but it has 1 word that could be trademarked, but is open enough that it's not really, but could be if you put the ads on it. Because if like in a UDRP, oftentimes, more often than not, you're gonna, like, I don't want to say a blanket rule, but more often than not, you're going to be pretty safe if you're buying smart. But if your domain contains a word of a trademark and is showing ads from that trademark, well, then you can get in trouble. And what you're saying is that the ads can be displayed without even you knowing, because it might be showing one thing for one person, not for somebody else. Jason, on
Yeah.
Park Logic, how good are they at withholding certain types of ads from your domains for trademark issues?
I haven't really explored it. I don't have anything on there that's overly valuable.
Yeah.
From a standpoint of it'd be devastating if I lost. I'm not in a situation where I feel like I'm exposing myself to a lawsuit.
Yeah.
And, it's going to be one of those things where it's, I don't consider it a huge risk at this point. I mean, I've got some that are fairly on the line, but it's a $10 domain and it's making
Yeah.
me, it's paid for itself at this point.
It's not worth the time and energy isn't worth it. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm the same way too. It's like, I mean, I don't intentionally do anything like that, but I mean, I have a lot of my domains at GoDaddy. When they come in, I put them on parking, and it's just, I never check, right? It's just one of those things. It's like, you don't think of, but you have to be careful. But most of my domains are pretty generic, but as I'm saying is that just if they're fairly generic, but you have ads that are kind of related, that could get you into trouble sometimes, depending on how specific it is.
Yeah, no, I mean, if I go to one and go to the detail, hang on. And I go into edit domain. Yeah, I don't like, I see a spot in here for adult content. If I go to edit it, yeah, I can set it to no on adult content. So I don't know if there's a bulk upload feature for that. So I'll have to explore that, but it doesn't really give you much in the way of exclusions on the types of ads that are served.
Yeah.
So. But this was an experiment for me. Basically, I did it off of the domain show. Seeing Mike talk, and I was like, well, let me give it a try. And sure enough, as soon as I'd already uploaded and it was in the process, we talked about it and they were setting up my account. All of a sudden, Dan comes out with Bodus, and I'm like, well, I might would have preferred that, but I've kind of got the ball rolling in this direction. Let's see how it goes. I mean, probably what I'm going to do is just take the top performers and leave them and put everything back. I don't, I don't have a sense yet for whether it's hurting sales. But if something's earning me a penny a month, it's not even worth really leaving.
I'm
earning zero. But one good thing is that it gives you a good idea, because they show you like total traffic and real traffic, or what they consider real traffic.
Yeah.
So, I see some of the names that I bought because they had a lot of backlinks are just not real traffic.
Phantom bots.
Yeah. I mean, so that's it's helped me learn what not to value when I'm looking at things on domains to possibly purchase.
Yeah, that's it. Same. Yeah, I know. Before I was a domainer, I bought a few domains at GoDaddy auctions, looking at that column that was I don't know what they call it, but it was basically the parking revenue,
Mm-hmm.
And a couple of times I hit the jackpot. Like I bought a domain for, I don't know, probably a couple $100, and lifetime parking would have gotten me like well over that. But then a couple of times I gambled, and I got a couple that, maybe in the same range or a little bit less, that got nothing, so it's just, I kind of, I stopped doing that. But yeah, sometimes those traffic numbers on GoDaddy aren't entirely accurate, and they mysteriously disappear as soon as the domain hits your account,
Yeah. Well, the main thing I want to do is, if possible, and it may not be that possible, is to figure out what makes, because a lot of these are complete surprises. I mean, I see domains that are earning me good money, and that I'm like, well, I would have never guessed that was going to earn money.
Yeah.
So I have to figure out what makes that domain, basically backwards engineer it. Look at the top 50 earners and see what they have in common, so that as domains drop, or, I see domains listed for, liquidation and stuff, like, well, what makes this domain and how can I figure out how to buy more? Because sure, I mean, I would love to have 1,000 domains that were earning me $25 a month. I mean, of course I would.
Get a
Like,
time machine, set it for 15 years in the past. You're good to go.
Yeah, those were the days.
And you're the only one.
Right.
So guys, actually, I have something to report.
Yeah, what's going on, Riz?
I sold onlineservers.com for $4,000 last week.
Nice. Online
Very
service
nice.
or servers?
Servers,
Online
okay.
servers.
Wow.
servers,
Yeah.
and this
Great job.
is sold because of the outbounding team. They contacted all the server companies, and boom, it just happened maybe in 3 or 4 days.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Do you know how many contacts, how many outbound were
Maybe
made?
they did like 60, 70 for contacts.
Okay.
And I think I told them to contact any server companies. Doesn't matter what is it, any server companies.
Mhm.
So we went like this.
What was your asking price?
My
that
asking
it?
price was 5,000,
Okay.
and they offered me 3,500. And I replied that I have changed my price on Dan to $4,000 for 24 hours. So they clicked the bin.
Nice.
Good.
Actually, you know what? The online servers had a potential. Actually, I thought I could fetch more, but I don't know. Actually, ROI was so good. I bought it for $200, so I thought let it go.
Yeah. Sometimes
How do you guys think? Is it a right price or what?
I think it was okay. It's one of those ones where if you get the right buyer, you might pay a lot more, but you might be waiting a long time for it.
Yeah, of
What
course.
do the rest of you guys think?
I think Riz did pretty well on that one. I can tell you that I probably would have priced it like 35 to 45. And on mine under 5K, I don't put make offer. And as we beat to death earlier, since the Dan Landers have, my Dan sales pages are using the lease to own, you don't have the option to make offer. So would they have bought it at what I priced it at? Maybe, but I mean, I don't know that I don't think you left much money on the table. I don't know that 10K.
What do you think? What do you think, Josh?
Me? Are you talking about me? Am I?
Yes, I think he
No,
is.
I would like to know you.
I think I would have priced it higher, but I would have taken $4,000, but I would have priced it higher.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I would have priced it maybe like, I don't know. It feels to me like a 10K name.
9999.
Oh, I see.
But
okay.
don't forget he was outbounding though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's outbounding. Yeah.
That changes things.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's taken in 9 TLDs, 39 other TLDs contain online servers. Like, it's got enough metrics to be in the higher 4-figure range. It's like the names that I'm pricing in the 3 to 5K range, or the 2.5 to 4.5K range, are the type of names that I'm picking up for like less than $100 normally. If I'm paying more than $100 for a name, I typically want to try to get closer to the higher 4-figure range. That's just me. Like,
All right. I
understand.
understand.
I think there are less and less people that are pricing names that they pay like mid 4 figures for. Paying mid 3 figures for, so like $500 range. I think there are less and less people pricing those under $5,000.
Yeah. I got it. Thank you, Josh. Yesterday, I got surprised that two domains sold in a one time, like in 1 hour.
Wow.
.co domains, but just a small sales. Let me check the name because I forgot it. They are very strange names. Labos.co for $634
Lab.
and $634 and one name sold just on GoDaddy with Java.co $174. So I bought them for $1 and they were expiring in this month. So this was the surprise yesterday night. 2 sales in 1 hour.
What
How many
was
names?
Brad's-
How many names do you have now, Riz?
I have around in .co I have around 1,000 or 1,500 now total. Because I expired everything. I bought 3,000 domains last year of .co.
Yeah.
And I sold a lot. I have raised around $15,000 sales.
Nice.
And now I'm expiring everything, whatever I read it last year.
What about total number of names, including .com and other? and
Oh,
other
.com,
extensions?
.com I don't have, .com I have around 500 or 600.
Hmm.
And .co, if I calculate right now, it's 1,000 or 1,500 max. And that all $1 purchasing, not a high price.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
Riz will probably sell
you
200
sell
of
a
those.
lot of names. You sell a lot of names for quite a small portfolio, and I think it's because, like, you buy names that are good at and you pay up for them. Maybe like you said, you pay $400 or $500 for them, and then you price them pretty competitively as well. So I think that your sell through rate is higher than most people's.
But
Yeah,
he works it.
exactly.
He's
Josh.
got his team
Actually,
working on
my belief is to buy the domain under the wholesale market price. Always buy
Yeah.
the under the, and Josh, you know me. How
I
do
do.
buy?
Yeah, you said you definitely buy names under the wholesale market price. I wish we all could. That would be great.
Yeah, and I have done very good in DNV. I sold $25,000 name there.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Good.
So this is this week report.
Good.
Hey
Thank
Josh,
you, Rich.
do you
It was a
know?
good
Do you
one.
know I bought Cant.com? CANT.
CANT.com. If you told me you bought CAN.com, I would be more excited.
Yeah, I know.
He
But the
can't
price
say
I paid, Josh, it can't bring Can.com, man. Come on.
No, how much did Can.com sold maybe like 2 years ago for 150K. What a great
It's
deal.
very good name. Can.com. No, this sold cheaper,
Yeah, no,
Can.com.
I should hope so.
Yeah, it's gone cheaper. I actually missed,
How much you buy it for?
it's in,
$2,500 you paid.
who said that?
You told me just now.
Can.com. I love you so much, Josh. It's like high, high 4.
High 4?
Yeah. Is it good or like
It is a good one.
I'm screwed?
I don't think you're ever screwed. Did you ever sell a name for a loss before?
No, never.
he
Never.
can't do that.
Don't start. Don't
I
start now.
can't.
Don't
I
start
can't
now,
do
Rich.
this.
Yes, I personally I like the name, not because of the connotation of the contraction of cannot, but can't is like tilt kind of, off canter, something can't. So I could see.
Kent is also the surname. It is also the first name or second name. I don't know. In LinkedIn, a lot of people with the name Kent.
Mhm.
And it could
Yeah.
be Cannabis, Tennessee? Cannabis, Texas? No, I don't know. I'm stretching.
No. Cannabis teacher.
How much did you buy it for?
High
I
4.
paid high 4.
High far.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I was like, I should not pay this. I should pay. I should not. I can't. I can. I can't. And then can.
That's okay.
think I can.
Yeah, but you know what? Actually, you know what happened? Actually, I got the funds. I got my funds of Save Energy, $9,000. So I went. I used that everything on this name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way to do it.
Use the did you use the funds for naturopathy yet or not?
Yeah, actually, you know what, Josh, I'm so upset this week. I sold, I missed Ivan.com.
Oh, that was available for a long time. What were you doing? You were just
No,
negotiating.
actually, you know what happened? Let me tell you. I was negotiating with the seller, all right? And seller was holding it since
I
1999.
told how many times did I tell you before? If you negotiate, somebody is just gonna hit the buy now button, and you're gonna lose.
Man, I'm telling you, I was really nearby. Actually, this happened because of Scro. Scro is not in Pakistan, and Sailor was insisting me to use Scro. He didn't know anything about except Scro. This is where I am screwed, you know.
You know who bought it, right?
Who bought it? I don't know. You?
No, not me. Yoni. You know Yoni?
No, I don't know.
But Ivan is a pretty incredible name too. I think
Yeah.
you could fetch a very good client from Russia.
Yoni's asking like 1.5 million for it now.
Wow. And
Is it Posh? Or...
no, it's the most common first name in Russia.
Yeah, it is a common name.
Oh.
So,
Really?
you know,
Alex?
I thought about purchasing it as well, but the usage just wasn't huge from a commercial standpoint. There's obviously so many people called Ivan, but there's not really that many companies.
Yeah, it's more like a vanity name. Unless you use it as an van, like an electronic van.
Oh yeah, I mean you could use it for a lot. Yeah, I mean you could definitely use it for that. It's a great name. It's a really great name. It sold for $40,000. So
Wow.
Wow.
Whoa,
Wow.
that's a good buy.
Very good one.
Anyone knows that who bought the uncle.com?
About what?
Uncle.
Uncle?
Uncle Sam?
Yeah. Uncle.com. Who bought this? Because it was in auction, but I think the result.
I think Yoni bought that as well.
Oh man, who is this Yoni?
Your new competition.
Man, this is like, who is this?
That's a good domain. Uncle.com.
Very good
No,
one.
this
like
is a
that.
big, this is big problem. Everything is going to Yoni.
So I said it's your new competition.
Where is your Josh, man? Why you are not buying anything, man?
No, I mean Yoni is like he's been around for a really long time.
Yeah.
He's like a big time domainer.
Oh, I see.
We can kneecap them.
We could
Oh, I
ask
see.
him over
Okay.
for an interview.
Michael Sager said Yoni has been in the industry forever. Yoni has
Okay.
been buying names since he was 13 years old in the 1980s. Wow. At that time, I was not born.
Hard to
Nobody
compete.
was.
Hard to compete when you're not born, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's lucky, you know. I was not born, actually. This is the problem.
Oh yeah.
Don't worry, you can catch up.
Yeah, I will try.
There you go. Michael put a link to an interview with him.
Oh, yeah.
Very
Here
good.
we go. Where from? Like he's from Russia or what?
Belousov, yes, the surname could be, it's a Russian name, but he could also be from Ukraine or Belarus.
Oh, Russia. He
And
was
now
not
seems
born
he
in
has
80s,
moved
20s.
to Canada as many other people without calling any names.
Wow, man, he's young. No, man. Original.com.
Maybe you could try and get UncleIvan.com.
Hey, really, you still have a Bobu?
Bobu, yeah, I have Bobu. I still have Bobu. Actually, I have got offer from Slovenia $25,000. I rejected.
For
Wow.
Bogu.
It was a Slovenia or Slovakia, I don't remember, but that kind of place was there. And the guy name was Bobu, I remember correctly. So he offered me around 10,000 or 15,000. Then he went up till 25 or 30,000. I rejected.
Boo-boo.
How many inquiries have you gotten on that name?
For Bobu?
Yeah, serious ones, serious inquiries.
Oh, a lot, man. I have got around like a lot of time offers and genuine offers, like not like
Yeah.
I'm not talking about resellers or domainers. I'm talking about like end users, like 10,000, 15,000. I used to reject it very frequently, but the highest offer I got 25,000 or 30,000. I don't remember actually. It was like 3 months ago. Josh, I rejected Rose.com offer 30,000.
Yeah, it's a good name. It's a good name.
ROZE, you know that, right?
Yeah, ROZ. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
So-
rejected 30, you said?
30,000.
No. Okay.
And it's you know, Arif, it's a pain to reject.
Oh, yeah, I know. Because you never know when the next one's going to come, right? I mean,
Yeah, of course. But you know what?
30K is good, but you got that pretty cheap, didn't you?
2,600.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Rejected. Oh, jeez.
I don't
That's-
know, you know, that Chinese was drunk or what? I don't know. I sent him email and he didn't know the English, you know. I involved the Chinese broker for this.
Okay.
He gave the name. I don't know why, but anyway. But 30,000 was good offer, but I think this name can fetch more, maybe.
So, yeah.
I think you can do better.
Well, yeah. It's just a question: how long are you going to wait for it?
Yeah,
But I don't
depends.
think accepting it would have been bad. I don't think rejecting it was bad. It's just you don't know. You know, it's Josh. What's your
This
thoughts
is
on
the decision
the,
which I don't think so. I regret, you know, like I think this name have potential.
Yeah, I don't know. Bobby? Probably price it. Probably price it.
Michael Zeiger said that I have priced it at 300,000.
Oh yeah.
Actually, no, Michael, actually issue was something else. The buyer was playing with me. The bin was 100,000. And whenever buyer do play with me, I always raise the price. No, it's not. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
In SaveEnergy.com,
Yeah.
buyer played with me on 5,000 figure. All right. And I changed the price to 10,000 and he bought in 9,000.
Wow.
And before I was
Wow.
ready to sell for 4,500, but he didn't buy. He played.
Yeah. Make
All
them.
right. I'm not playing poker with you at the next convention.
So I've got a question that's sort of related to that. All right. So when you have a name that has a lander with a buy it now price and is in Afternic so that they can buy it at GoDaddy for a price, but they still email you directly, does everybody else take that as a sign that they're trying to get it for less than your asking price? I mean, that's my assumption, and I don't want to be making an assumption.
If you have a price on your landing page and if you are getting the email from broker, this is 70 to 80% sure that buyer know what you are asking on the landing page.
Yeah, that's my take as well. And it's not through a broker; it's just a Whois lookup and sending, or maybe it comes in through GoDaddy or however they get it from the Whois information. Contact me directly, and
as per my experience, if anyone offering the price and what I observe is, if I go down in the price very fast, buyer goes away. Like they cancel the buyer, they don't reply you. If we go right away, way down to the price,
Mhm.
If we have a bin of like 100,000, and if you will say that, okay, I can do 25,000, I'm telling you, it's a wide chance they will go away.
It would be good to have an option on a landing page that that gave buyers the opportunity to make an offer, but they had to pay a fee, kind of like what Nat does at with securedoffers.com, like something that is on the landing page that you can enable, and you say if someone wants to make an offer, they have to spend $29, because instead of doing it to you, they're going to GoDaddy to do that anyway.
Yeah.
But Josh, on the landing page, if we set the minimum offer price, page, they send us ridiculous offers, man. Ridiculous offers.
Yeah, no. But I'm saying actually they can make whatever offer they want as long as they pay a fee to make that offer.
I think that's a great idea, because I've had so many like tire kickers and people weren't serious, but at least if you're charging them $50, then, at least they got to be somewhat serious to put anything.
Yeah,
in
but
there.
you also have to figure out that most of them won't pay it, right?
Good. So then they can hit the buy it now, because a lot of people, like Jason was saying, below $5,000, he doesn't even put an ability to make an offer anyway.
Oh, it's
So,
true,
like,
eh? Yeah.
He could add
Buy it now.
a make an offer button, and just for the purpose of collecting offer fees.
Yeah.
And then if one day he wants to accept a close offer because the guy wanted to save $500, it's a win-win.
Doesn't it seem like there's a better way to set a hook though than even have this offer? Because, with AFNIC, for example, or some of these other ones, you have an offer amount there, and if it's public, then people just look at it and think, well, that's what they'll take. Of course, many people, we know that. But it seems like there's maybe another way to set a hook, like, call or contact to discuss payment options or something like that, so that you can actually start the discussion with somebody that is, intent on buying it. They may not necessarily want to do the full price. They may not even understand why it's worth that much money. What other options do you think would be possible?
Well, that's actually a good question or topic. I mean, how many of you have landers with your phone number on it, or with a phone number on it?
Some.
And do you get phone calls? Which is the part two, but the most important part.
I do, not a lot, and I probably should put it on more of them.
But the ones you do you get phone calls? Do you get calls?
I don't pay as close attention to my data as some of you with the spreadsheets that are amazing.
Yeah, but
but I do get a few phone calls on a couple a month.
Yeah, like I know I've maybe more than one, but I know.
Yeah, phone calls, I never got the phone call, just one, except one domain, which was awesome.com, AWESUN. And most important part is the phone was from China. And not awesome. Oh my God. No. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, I bought it for $25 first day. Second day or third day, I did little outbound like I do always, little bit. And I've got the call very next day from China, and he said that what could be a last price. I quoted him around 5,000 or 6,000, I don't remember, but he bought in 4,000. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I never receive a call. This is the first and last domain. For that, I receive a call, and yes. Go Doctor. For Go Doctor, I got also call.
Go Doctor. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I saw at least one. I don't remember which domain it was, but I know I saw at least one domain by phone. Somebody in California, and then there was another sale I made almost until the end, almost completely by text. I got a text saying, "Are you the owner of da?" I go, "Yeah," and I was like,
no. Right nowadays, GoDaddy brokers are using WhatsApp as well. You know that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they are contacting you through WhatsApp.
I don't know.
And WhatsApp is becoming like a very useful tool for industry.
So yeah. So anybody else here sell anything by phone or by text or anything like that?
My first sale ever was over the phone.
Mine too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was years ago.
20 years ago.
I
Actually turned out to be a
can't remember how
trade.
much I sold it for. I had the naturalstore.com, and it was like 3 phone calls, and it was done. It was like what was funny was the person, because I had no idea. I didn't know anything about domaining. I still don't. But during the second phone call, she was trying to pin me for a price, and I didn't know what to say. So I said, well, I'm gonna you need to throw out the first number here. But she said, well, can you at least tell me it's not more than, and then she gave me her top price. I was like, this. I was like, well, I could. That's probably about as low as I'll go. and I got it. That was an easy sale.
So is it, I mean, so my Who Is information for the most part, except for I think Dyna, because I've been getting blown up from a couple of names that were this week that are there. But for the most part, most of my names have a burner app, either Google app, Google Voice set on Do Not Disturb, or some other app, phone number that doesn't, I never hear it ring, and I just see 6,000 missed calls, and I'm sure that 5,999 of those were people trying to build websites for me. But does anybody feel like I'm missing sales because of that? I mean, the Google Voice, I actually, because it'll transcribe if they can make it out. So I get an email on those, and most times I delete them. But if I see there's a message, I'll reply. And I did get on the phone with somebody the other day. We weren't able to close the sale, but I mean, I don't think I'm getting a lot of inquiries coming in via phone.
But there could be one trying to make that impulse purchase, and then when he can reach you straight away, maybe to hear a confirming word for you that it's quickly transferable, easily developable, then he might go through it with itchy fingers.
Is it on the site? You have it listed on the landing page there?
No, this is
Through the Who Is.
Yeah, just through the Who Is.
If you've got buy now, then it doesn't matter. Then if they are ready and itchy, they can just press the button.
Yeah, everything I have has a price, or if it doesn't have a bin price, it has a minimum make offer on it that I will then enter negotiations from, and that's just 1 or 2 names. Almost everything has a buy it now price.
I think if they're going to go through the effort of looking up your name on Who Is, then I think that they're probably going to be willing to email you or whatever contact. I don't think they're going to say, well, this guy doesn't have a phone number, so I'm not going to bother. So I don't think you're going to miss a sale just because you don't have your phone number on there.
Yeah, and one of the outgoing messages says, if you're trying to reach me about buying a domain, then you're going to need to try and use one of the other contact methods to reach me. So I don't think I'm missing much there. I think it's probably worth my sanity not to pick up those calls, because on the few that get through on the miscellaneous registrars where my real number gets posted, after I've had about 10 of them in a day, I kind of am not real nice to the 11th one.
Yeah.
There's a study on that where people get tired of making decisions towards the end of the day, and judges apparently hand out tougher sentences towards the end of the day. So you don't want your case to be in the morning if you're under the
Crazy.
I think it's good to keep in mind if you do outbound and you are able to, if you call somebody, oftentimes you'll get a message. If you pay attention, you can tell whether it's a cell phone. Of course, nowadays, what's not a cell phone, I suppose. But I've done follow-ups where with a text, I'll get a response and have been able to engage somebody about a domain name, whereas they might not return a telephone call.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to be changing anytime soon, because for my sanity, the number, I mean, I see how many calls I get a day. If I ever open up Google app, I can scroll down. I don't want the phone to ring that many times. It's not worth it. If I miss a sale, I miss a sale.
Jason, if I remember correctly, I don't know, but are you the same person I sold gadgets?
Did you sell to me? No,
Gadgets.
no, that's not me.
That's not you. Okay, okay, okay. All right. Gadgets.io, I thought.
You
He
sold it?
just has a face like that.
Oh.
No, not face. Actually, I'm recognizing from the name, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was not me.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Was it gadgets.io?
Yeah, I sold it on.
Yeah, I remember seeing somebody talking about it. I can't think of who it was.
Yeah, that was the recent sale, wasn't it?
Yeah, reseller. Yeah, I sold to reseller. I sold a lot of things to resellers.
Yeah, I was
But
having,
so I bought this week subscription.io.
Wow.
subscription.
Subscription.io.
That's a killer name, Riz. I mean, .io. I mean, even the .io is nice. I was hearing .com.
Oh man, come on, .com would .com. I would.
.com.
I
Wow.
was like, subscription.com is like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. But .io is very good too, because there's plenty of subscription type products in the tech industry, and they love that extension.
Not just tech. Yeah, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so I believe it's okay, but I thought I would share, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm generally very bullish on .io. .io, I have done resale a lot. I have training.io as well. Training on training.io, I have rejected $5,000 offer like 6 months ago. I'm still holding it.
Yeah, I just submitted a couple of .ios to Brand Bucket, and one of them came back with a really nice evaluation. It was Paris.io. I'll type it. And they came back, yeah, and they came back and with a suggested price of around 12,000. And so I'm going to list. Yeah.
Wow. Very good.
Yeah.
Did you any of you guys registered any .cos in the recent promo of 1.99?
I used to buy when I first started domaining. I was .co heavy, but since they started with the premium stuff, I kind of.
Nah, actually, Arif, we can find a lot of names in the without premium also as well.
Yeah, but I don't know.
You know, Arif, last year I bought in 5 days 3,000 domains.
Wow.
I sold n95.co last month.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But you know what? What's the interesting thing in the sale? The interesting thing in sale is I sold the name on NamePro's request section.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I checked there.
Yeah, because you know he asked for the N95 related domain, and he was literally end user, you know. And when I offered him in 1,000, he said that, oh no, I'm very poor, and I don't have. Listen, I'm very poor, and I will borrow the money from my friend, and I can pay max 300. I have 100 or 200. I'll borrow 100, and I can pay 300. I said, like, listen, I'm very sad to hear that you are a very poor person, and I hope you will make money soon, and then you will come back to buy.
Yeah.
But in the very next 10 minutes, he become rich, and he paid me, $1,000. He paid me $1,000. I said, like, what I can say, you know, like, this is crazy.
A miracle.
But point is, in NamePros, we have also end users sometime. And that's true. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I mean, seems like that place is so dead nowadays. I mean, just
No, Arif, actually, let me tell you one thing.
Yeah.
Name Pros is the best community right now in the industry. Do you know? You know that. We all know that. All right.
yeah.
So,
Uh,
so when any new end seller or end buyer, they do Google, so they go to the
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
what we can say Name Pros,
Yeah.
and then they ask to that we want to sell the domain and that and blah and blah. You know what? I bought mads.com on Name Pros for $2,000. All
Meds?
right, MADZ,
Oh, Mads.
Mads, yeah.
Okay.
So after I bought this domain in 2000, it was an end seller. I came to know because I did the research, you know.
Yeah.
So I sold the name very next month on NameJet for $5,000. So I made 2,000 right away. So this is the thing. Thomas, you must be kidding, man.
That's why I almost swallowed my tongue when you said meds. I was like, meds?
Yeah.
Come
Wow,
on,
that would have
man.
been a good.
I would be spending my 24 hours on Name Pros if I got Mads,
No kidding.
Mads.com in 2000 for Name Pros, man.
No kidding.
No, I have got a lot of deals from Name Pros and sellers. I'm telling you, and sellers.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm trying to think if I was an end user, if I would have gone to Name Pros.
End user, look, Arif, end user and end seller. These both are different.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of time end sellers on Name Pros. A lot of time. I bought Coolish.com for $400 on Name Pros. It was end seller.
Okay.
So
When you
there are
say
a
end
lot of
seller,
end sellers. Yeah.
when you say end seller, do you mean like somebody just buying it as a
No, the
retail?
one, Thomas, the one who read the name, maybe, all right. Or maybe they bought for themselves for use for development,
Yeah.
and then they surrendered and then sold it.
Yeah.
Okay.
They go,
Something.
I'm not going to use it. I want to sell it for something. What do I do? And they go online and they find Name Pros, right?
Okay.
Yeah. I don't.
Yeah. Ryan, actually, you know what? For subscription, I don't know what price I'm asking, but I think it should be reasonable. You know, we should make on some domains a sweet spot. If we will be asking on every domain very high price, we will be sitting with no sale. You know, so doesn't make sense. You know, we need to think like this. If I sell subscription.io in 5,000 USD, how many names I can buy same quality of domain in $5,000? I'm sure that I can buy 3, 4, 5 names easily, 6 names. So why should I not sell the domain for the reasonable price and take 5 more domains of the same quality and then multiply this?
Yeah.
This is what my strategy is. Many people have different strategy. Many people do around, but I sell to end user as well. I sell to resellers as well. So I don't know what I'm going to do anytime, you know, it depends on like what is the requirement.
Yeah. You have a volume too, so it's once you start getting that volume, it's easier to say yes to more volume, and it's the opposite is true too. Like I find sometimes when I haven't made sales in a little while, then it's like sometimes I'm like, no, I got to hold out, but other times I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna make the sale.
No, Arif, actually, you know what I mean? I mean here that we should ask. Look, some names are very close to us, you know. Like I love my some names like ubl.com, fashion outlet, Bobu, and Rose, News, Cars. I love these names. So I'm asking the high price for these names. But against that, if you like some names, you can ask for them high price. But for another names, you should be lenient so you can do the sales and you can generate more and you can upgrade more, you know.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
This is what I think. This is what is domaining, in my opinion.
Well, I think there's
And
there's
like that,
for everybody.
like this, I have done in like in 2 years, around mid 6-figure sales in total.
Yeah.
In mid 6-figure sales, I have done in 2 years by this method.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear that James Booth sold picture.com?
So picture.com.
Yeah,
Yeah,
heard that.
James Woods.
yeah,
the
he
actor?
sold it.
James Booth. Booth. James
Booth.
Booth. Booth Brothers.
James Booth. Yeah, picture.com. And I thought he would never sell it because this name is like a museum name for
Yeah.
me. For me, I call these kind of names, I call them museum names.
Yeah.
So I was not thinking that he will be selling this name, but he did. We have to learn from these guys, like I learned a lot from James, and I saw him that he don't care about the names. He just flip and go, flip and go, flip and go
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah. Oh, he's
So-
he did well.
And
Flip's
he
like
did,
crazy.
he made a lot of money, man. He did a lot of money.
Yeah, he's big flipper. But I think
Yeah,
he's
sometimes sometimes I take his strategy, sometimes I take Basit strategy,
think-
sometimes I take.
I think he's changing his strategy too. Like it seems like he's collecting. He's not as aggressive at flipping as he used to be. That's what I
Who?
heard.
James.
Yeah.
No, James is still aggressive in the flipping.
Yes. Yeah. But I mean, it's before it used to be flip everything, even if it's like a 10%, 15% markup, it's burn and turn. Now I think holding on is a little bit more on some domains. Hold on for a little bit more. I think it's part of the strategy now. I think.
Yeah, maybe. But okay, Kate just announced 105,000 sale of homefinance.com. Wow. So Kate sold 105,000 homefinance.com.
Yeah. Now I want to reach out to her. My cannabis names. When was she looking for those again? Who said that before?
What what you guys think? How is the price 105,000 for home finance?
Doesn't sound too high.
Huh?
Does not sound too high. It seems like a very good name. Haven't run the metrics though, but home finance or house.
Yeah,
Oh.
I know, Frank, but it's 105,000.
Riz, I'm doing a refinance right now on a property right now. Okay. And the broker I'm working with, she just, in the last 30 days, she submitted 40 loans to her underwriter in 1 month.
What was that?
Oh, really?
She submitted 40 loans in 1 month.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh yeah, no,
Okay.
there's huge.
They have no time. They have no time.
Yeah.
And can you imagine what the appraisers?
Yeah.
The appraisers.
Appraiser,
Yeah.
yeah.
This is an incredible industry right now. And you're talking literally about $4 trillion
Yeah.
in loans out there.
But
Just
also,
all you need is, back in 1998, the loan market was, I think, it's like half a trillion, and they were forecasting it to go to like maybe 600 billion. $4 trillion. $105,000 is a drop in the bucket.
is that in
But she submitted
is
40
that in,
loans.
But I
in
don't,
1
but
month.
I don't know.
old loans or new loans? That's
sorry?
new loans.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Refinance is a refinance.
Yeah, refinance. But refinance is only like every 6 years.
And no, it's the same thing. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It
But-
doesn't matter. It's still amount. It's still money.
Yeah.
But it's still, it's
And-
a very nice name. No doubt, it's a very nice name.
Yeah, and don't forget she's a broker too. So
No, Arif, but the
know.
matter is not she's a broker. Matter is she sold it very fast.
But
She
no, but
announced-
that's what I'm saying is that she's a broker, so we don't know because sometimes the buyer they want maximum value, but sometimes sometimes the seller wants maximum value. So take your time to sell. But sometimes we don't know. The seller says, I need to sell this in 2 weeks. And so it'll sell for cheaper. So we don't know what kind of seller it was. Sometimes the seller goes, take whatever you can get. I need money fast because I have another project. I need money like in 2 weeks, or sometimes it could be even less than that. And
Yeah.
I think Kate is not so much to do that. But I mean, it's a great domain, and for the domain like that, I could see her doing it because
I'm taking the time period, how much time she took to sell it.
how
And
long
the
did it take?
time, and if we match $105,000 with the time frame, it's good price, in my opinion.
Yeah. So here we're saying it
She
was
did
bought
very
for
fast.
5,000. The name's gone.
Maybe it's like 3 months before or 4 months before she announced that she's selling home finance, and she sold it like
See,
2-3
because
months.
there are other possibilities. It's not just that's the one domain name for financing houses. I mean, people, you could have 20 that are equal value, and so does that mean you buy all those at $100,000? Home refinance homes, refinancing that, all kinds of permutations. So I mean, I think it's a pretty good sale.
Home finance is a good one. I mean, again, it depends what they want. I mean, like, yeah, there potentially there is a buyer for much more than that, but how long do you have to wait, right? It's
And those keywords only show up as a 390 search volume, which is not huge.
okay. I'm curious. Does the ING actually have more?
That's what I was going to say. I think the ING probably is worth a lot more.
That's weird, eh? I don't know why I thought about that, but like, because usually it's not. But like for home,
Yeah, about three
Oh,
times
it's
as much.
do you mean home financing is better than home finance?
Yeah, because home financing is well, look, it depends where you are, right? Which country you're in.
well, no, because home financing, it would be you're looking to do the action, right? Home finance
Exactly.
but home financing is the action, and usually you wouldn't want that, but it's such huge money that maybe the action is better. Like
No,
you
the
said-
action. Why wouldn't you want the action? That's what it's all about.
well, no,
because-
but no, because you want the brand. Sometimes you want the brand. Home finance is still a very strong brand, right?
I don't
That
know.
would be the name of your company. Whereas home
Like-
financing would be a call to action.
Like
You can
here's
still use that as a brand.
there's a company called owning.com, and they've done
I
a lot
believe
of.
I believe home finance is better than home financing.
You're better than me, so maybe
No.
No,
Don't say that.
I mean, I mean,
Don't say
what I
that
mean is
because
you're better.
I'm
But
new by it.
so maybe I'll take your word for it. But the thing about it is, like, there's a company called owning.com. Now, what would you guys relate owning? They've done heavy advertising throughout Los Angeles. I don't know about other states. What would you guys relate owning.com to?
Not to own.com, that's for sure. Own.com.
Josh,
It's a mortgage company.
Josh, we are discussing here that
Yeah.
home finance is better or home financing. So I believe home finance is far better than
But
home
here's the
financing.
thing.
Home
Here's the
finance
thing.
is better.
Yeah.
Home finance basically means it could be like, your financials.
Uh-huh.
But financing basically means you're financing your home.
Yeah, but the
just-
thing is that home finance.
Financing and mortgage go hand in hand in a way, versus like my finances at home. Your water bill, your insurance. That's
Yeah, but don't most companies go by the word finance, like with their company name, their brand?
Well, again, what kind of a company? Loan companies say mortgage brokers or loan brokers. I mean, I'm not sure what kind of companies use the word finance unless they're like selling stuff, actual products like stocks and font.
Well, like I just looked up mortgage broker finance, and it's a bank called World Finance, Wilkes Finance, Sunset Finance. So
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I
don't
wouldn't
see-
know. I would have to guess literally what kind of finance. What are they financing? The world? I mean,
No,
that's
Thomas,
true.
actually, if you will be comparing that with the other keywords with the finance and financing, then obviously you will see more result in the finance. But what he mean is that home
you check that word. Mhm.
home financing is the line of action. It's a
Right.
it's a word of action. Like we are home financing like this.
Okay, but
It's
you
a
have to
spread.
understand. You have to understand the word finance and financial run hand in hand. So what are my financials? How much money do I make? How much? But financing, when you're financing the home, you're taking out a broker. I mean, yeah, I mean you're taking out a loan. So using a broker.
But amazing thing is that in NamesCon, this name sold for $5,500 in 2017. So
How much?
5,500. Like
So they got a good return.
Sailor paid nothing, almost nothing. He got a good ROI. I mean, he paid
Without a doubt.
5,500. He paid 5,500 in NamesCon. So I think he got a good deal.
Awesome deal. What do you mean you think? That's an incredible deal.
That's
Where were
incredible.
you? Why didn't you buy, man? I was not in the industry. What you guys were doing?
Vito, what were you gonna say?
I think that Kate this was probably a pretty easy sale for her. I don't know if you guys remember, but a couple of years ago, she sold rates.com to Guaranteed Rates, one of the biggest mortgage lenders in the world. So she probably had a stack of contacts that, none of us would have had already from shopping that A+ name out there. So, but I still think it's a great six-figure price. Could it have been more? Sure, but it's just another Kate
But Vito,
Buckley
I
six-figure
believe
sale.
Yeah, that
we
was
are
that was
Vito,
a Costello name.
Yeah.
Vito, I believe that if we are holding this kind of name, we don't need a contacts. We can sell this kind of names any day, because if you are holding that kind of name and you know how to do the marketing of that name, you don't need anything. The buyer will come to you when they know the value.
I agree, Rick. I agree.
I shared with you guys or not, I don't remember. I bought the name healthagent.com. First night I paid $500, okay, and I bought from the person who hand raised the name. All right,
Yeah.
$500 I paid.
Wow.
And I sold the name same night for $8,000.
Yeah.
Oh,
Same
that's
night.
awesome.
Great name.
Impressive.
Even that I
That's
would say
awesome.
would be underpriced.
Same night. The reason was I reached to the right people. Like I thought like they would be interested, and I got 4 responses in 12 hours. 4 responses. So when the name have appeal, and if you are reaching to the right point, I'm sure this can be done. And home finance is the name like that, 100%.
Yeah, that's powerful.
I'm sure that she might be getting a lot of replies from the companies, especially insurance companies.
Wait, but did it sell or it didn't sell?
It sold for $100,890 according to her tweet.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's possible, Like if we see AC repair or what, it was AC repair. Rick Shorts tweeted about a domain. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah,
It
AC
was
repair.
acrepair.com. It's killer name actually.
But I don't know. But it's now parked.
Huh?
I don't know if it worked out because
No, it's going. No. It's going to another. It's going to the company of air condition repairing company.
Hold on. I thought it was parked.
No. I checked.
It goes to it goes to Air Pros now. They were using it for billboards, I think is what he said, right?
Oh, sorry, I didn't get it.
Mine doesn't even go to it. The other day, I typed it in. AC repairs Was it AC repairs or AC repair?
No, AC repair, and it's forwarding to some
I see.
AC
I typed
repairing
in
company.
AC repairs. I typed in AC repairs.
Yeah, no,
My bad.
AC repair. He's. I don't know what he did. He sold or he did the joint venture, or what he did. I don't
Well,
know.
that's what Rick does. Rick, what Rick does.
No, I did same with the news.com this month. I did with the news.com same thing like that in joint venture. But and now this guy developed the site and it's in working now. It's on
What's the
working now.
name? News.com?
News.com.
NEWS?
No, Z.
News with a Z.
What's
I'm
that?
typo guy, man.
Oh,
Yeah, look, if,
Z. I'm sorry. Okay.
yeah. If you go to acrepair.com and you pull the URL, the URL is looks like an affiliate URL.
Oh,
So
I thought he was
I'm
going
not-
to share
I'm
the.
I'm not saying
I'm
that
not
very
convinced as well, Jason. That's same thing I was thinking about this.
Yeah,
AC.
the URL is phrased like an affiliate URL. So I'm
And
not
it's
saying
not,
that,
it doesn't look like it's a very big business. You're right.
right. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm not saying that's what Rick's doing, but it's possible.
That's what he said he was doing.
Well, I mean, did he say he was doing affiliate or did he say?
What's the difference? What's the difference? If you're sharing the revenue, what's the difference?
Well, that's true. I mean, I got you. But so is he doing billboards to direct people to his affiliate link?
I doubt it.
For this
I doubt
AP
it.
company, or was that just a mock-up?
No, I doubt he's doing. Well, look, maybe the company is sharing the revenue. You know, kind of like Candy.com. He's sharing the revenue. He owns a portion of the name still,
Yeah.
and things like that. So I'm sure he's doing the same thing with AC Repair, and that's great. That's great. And he also is doing the same thing, I think, with CubicZirconia.com. I know because I tried to buy the name from him. Well, it was funny. I had an investor come in.
Oh my! You were trying to buy the name from Rick.
Well, I have CubicZirconiaJewelry.com, and she was interested in cubic zirconia more. So I contacted Rick. He originally gave me a price, and then he said I made a mistake, and then the whole deal blew up. But anyway, it is what it is. But yeah, that's why if you take a look at Cubic Zirconia, he's on the board. He's like one of the founders, but it's his domain name.
Is the domain king here?
Yeah, this one, Arif. Arif became a
Arif,
domain
everyone
king.
laughed. Otherwise, Rick. So Rick doesn't think. Arif, you should invite Rick on.
2 people told me they reached out to him.
Yeah.
Both times he said no, and it's so funny because in the same week he also tweeted, "I feel responsibility to help out newcomers in the industry." Blah blah blah. I don't know. I don't know him at all.
did
So
he?
hard for me to say.
I'll call him on it.
Eh?
I'll send him another text and call him on that. I'll quote the tweet. So you sure you don't want to come?
He's a good guy. He threw.
Oh yeah.
No,
Like,
he threw out a lot of videos on Twitter that were pretty educational.
Yeah, I've zero like all the impressions I did last week was just for pure fun, and particularly Drew and Amar are 2 people I have like a lot of respect for, you know, and like Drew. Well, Mike Seiger's lurking. Is he still there, Mike Seiger? But I mean, when Mike Seiger was doing Sherpa, like when I started domaining, it was Drew, it was Shane, and it was Frank Schilling, and like basically the 4 of them were on significantly more often than anybody else, and that's who I had in my ears all the time as I was learning, and and Amar's funny. I Skype with him back and forth quite a bit, and like I forget he's a domainer sometimes. I forget the guy owns like beer.com. Like, oh whoops. But yeah, no, I mean they're so but with Rick, I in the last several years he's been, I guess, maybe less visible, at least for me.
Well,
so like,
he did
never-
retire a few years ago.
yeah. So like, I mean, I didn't like, I mean, I know who he was, but I mean, I've never, it's not like I deliberately avoided him. It's just that he's never, like, he wasn't on Sherpa in that time frame, you know. So I didn't.
Well, something had happened, maybe. I don't know.
No,
But the thing is that he was doing a lot of videos on Twitter, and they were educational.
Oh yeah, you see, until I started,
That's good business logic.
yeah, until I took over the socials, I didn't, like, I had a couple of Twitter accounts, but I never used them. Like, I never used them. So like, I mean, until the socials, I was never really on Twitter, and even now I'm a little, you know, not as much. Like, I think this week I actually didn't even post for this week, but I said a lot of stuff come up this week. But
Couple of what?
yeah, so I mean,
Yeah, Eric, when are you posting last week's? Last Friday.
I just finished the one from before. One before was a long session, so I cut it up in 2 parts. I put part 2 today, so then I got to this weekend. I'm going to do the Tuesday one. I got to cut up into 4 parts. I'm going to have Richards, then Darpins, Meredith's. I'm going to see if there's enough stuff to glue together one for Jothams, and then after that will be the Halloween one, I guess. It was a long one too, though. It's gonna take me a while to go through that one. I think I had like 5 hours of recording. So
Wow.
yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of work going through them, and cutting out and just making sure everything's clean and yeah.
So I posted a tweet last week and about selling a bunch of non-minimum price names on Name Liquidate, and I sold some after the tweet. So on the 28th of last week, within like the 24 hours before and after, I sold 17 names on Name Liquidate, ranging from 49 to 99. I think they all went from bargain bin, so like it went all the way down to my minimum. I had them set at that because these were names that I would have kept rather than sold for $9, but because I had about $10 or $11 in each one. But if I could liquidate them profitably, I was going to. And I had a whole bunch up there and only sold a percentage of them, which is what I planned on. I mean, if every last one of them sold, great, but I know not all of them are going to sell. So
how many did you have up?
Oh, I mean, like I had a bunch that I was letting go all the way to 9 as well. So I mean, there was probably like 500 names up there, but there was probably only like 100 that were at that price. So,
Okay.
you know, we're talking, you know, maybe 150, 200. I don't know the exact details. And they don't make it easy for you to export what you've had because you can list things multiple times. So it's all in my spreadsheet, and, you know, I don't track over time when it's listed for what. I just look at them and be like, all right, let me put these on there. But I thought it was a great way. You know, I was just kind of in a little bit of a slump. I was like, let's see, let me generate a little income with some wholesale sell. And I was pretty pleased. I mean, you know, selling that many names over that period of time was I thought it was a kind of a good thing for the platform. You know, the platform works.
Good afternoon, California Department of Insurance. My name is Albert.
I wonder what Albert's job is.
It was a nice intro.
It's like, he's so nice and polite. What's happened? Yeah, but actually, no, but that actually brings me back to what I was talking about at the beginning. Like, did you guys have a dry month of October? I know it seems to me like a lot of people kind of had a last 4 to 8 weeks that were a little bit drier than, like, in terms of sales. I don't mean dry in terms of wet. I mean,
Yeah, I think I only had like one retail, and then that was only the one retail sale, because the squad help sale came I think it was actually 1st of November. So I think I only sold like one name for over $500. So
yeah, I mean, I think October was the first month this year when I didn't make a sale.
yeah, it was pretty lean.
Yeah, but mind you, like I sell at higher amounts, so it's like it's bound to happen every now and then, you know. But yeah, but I'm hoping now with the election over that there'll be a little bit more liquidity in terms of people, you know, starting to wanting to get things moving again.
Yeah, hopefully.
Whenever it is.
That is my hope. Because it's been since January, I think, since I've had a 5-figure sale. So I want another one this year. So
That would be,
hopefully.
yeah, that'd be cool.
Actually, you know, in October, I have done $15,000 sales total.
It's good.
Mhm.
Save Energy 9,000, 4,000 online servers, and small domains like resellers. So I've completed like 13,000 to end users and 2,000 to resellers. So of course, in $2,000, I'm sure that I didn't make a lot of money, but in 13,000, I made good ROI. You know,
Yeah.
like $400 converted into 13,000.
No, that's good.
Yeah, it looks good.
What's this?
Yeah, this is the Raslan sale. But he didn't mention the names. After Nick, all sales like 750 Flippa, 4,800.
Very, very good and impressive. Well done, Ruslan.
Very well done, Raslan.
Yeah.
So they were all hand reg or like closeout purchases, or like what was that?
Yeah. So for those watching in chat, Russell's mentioning some
Okay.
some
Fine.
sales in Afternic in October. 4 sales at 900, 1 500, and 1 750 at Flippa.
Yeah, good stuff.
So yeah, expired pickups. Yeah, that's good. I mean, that's where I got my own domains. Expired auctions, closeouts. There's good stuff to be found there.
So do you guys any sales in October? How was the October? Share with us, man.
Yeah, as I'm saying, for me, I had nothing in October. I have one sale that's hopefully going to close now for 3,000. It was on Afternic for it was 4,400. I had it for a while, and I got the email saying we have an offer from our network. So that now I'm finding now that for Afternic, if it's an inquiry from their network, it means that the buyer or the potential buyer contacted their registrar, and their registrar contacted Afternic, and they contacted me. And so I keep that in mind, in that if I counter, the guy might not get the counter until like 5 days after he made the first offer. So now I'm like, if it's close, I'm just gonna say yes. If it's directly, if Afternic has direct contact with the buyer, then yeah, I'll negotiate. But otherwise, it's like I find it's not worth the risk reward. Not because I don't think the buyer would pay it, but just because the delay in negotiations could be so long. Like, I don't know what the other registrar is. I don't know how long they'll take to respond. You know, like if I had responded today or yesterday, well, then maybe the guy from Afternic would have written the other registrar today, but the other registrar wouldn't have gotten the email to the buyer until like Monday or Tuesday. You know, it's just, when people want to buy a domain in, you know, below 5,000, they want to buy the domain, right? You don't want to make them wait too long. So
yeah, you're right. I missed one sale in October, copywork.com.
Copywork?
Buyer agreed, copywork. Copywork.
Yeah, Copywork, that's a good domain. Copywork?
Yeah. Buyer agreed to pay $2,000, and then he disappeared.
Wow, I would price that higher. Copy is a good business.
Yeah, but
not like photocopying, but copying means like writing, you know?
yeah, but I bought it for $50, so I thought like,
Okay.
come on,
Okay.
let it go.
it's a
So
good-
Arif, are you still buying from closeouts or no?
I haven't since I stopped doing name calls. I haven't. I'm gonna probably get back soon. I'm actually in touch with a person at GoDaddy for my commissions. She's gonna look into the problems I was having because I was losing too much money because they weren't paying on time and they weren't paying for all the commissions owed to me. So
I must say this GoDaddy guy who is affiliated with the Commission Junction, he's very slow and he doesn't respond on time. I think they are
I
very
know.
hard to deal. They
I-
are very hard to deal through Commission Junction.
I talked to somebody a little bit further up from what I gather, and she doesn't respond all the time. Commission Junction, there's issues there too. So I don't know. But yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I got working on a couple of things right now, and this last week and next week is gonna. I have to have some personal stuff to take care of with my the flooding and insurance stuff and the legal stuff. So I'm gonna be a little bit distracted, but yeah, hopefully I'll get back into it soon. But I don't know. I mean,
So I would like to ask you guys that I was thinking about development of cars.com, and I was thinking to launch like something like classified, like because this domain having a good traffic, and this is for sure that for what they are coming, we all know that. So if I do that, but cars or .com original is also the classified business. So this could hurt me or what? What do you guys think?
So cars.com with the S is a classified for cars,
Yeah.
Yeah.
automobiles.
Cars.com is a big site. And so if he takes cars.com with a Z and does almost the same thing, I would think that he could get into some trouble, especially since audibly it's the same word.
well,
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but I mean, it's generic, right? But as a classified site, that is not a generic, or it might. It's a weird argument, right? Because if the classified site is related to cars, but the trademark wouldn't be on cars. It would be on like a media listing or whatever, marketplace. So yeah, you could get in trouble for having that in a marketplace because
Yeah.
cars and cars is confusingly similar. But if they were using
if you
cars to sell cars physically, it might be different. Like if it
But
was,
you could always build it out as a information site about cars. I mean, you could make it like a review site.
Yeah.
You don't have to sell cars like that. Like a marketplace like they do. You could, maybe review a car and then have links at the bottom where people can buy that car or something. That might be a way around that a little bit. If you make it more of a review site or
Yeah,
something.
I was thinking like, but you know what? I was not taking any decision on this because I think cars.com can create an issue if I will be going towards classified.
What do you mean by classified?
Classified, like, do you know, let
Like
me tell
Craigslist
you.
or something.
Yellow pages, like
No. You know, Kijiji.com?
yeah, Kijiji, Craigslist, yeah.
Oh, you
Craigslist.
mean,
Blacklist
you
like
mean
that, like
you
that.
mean
I
like
was-
a directory.
I was thinking like to do the SaaS, at least, not SaaS. Actually, we can say that it could be a classified where sellers can come and then they list the car and purchasers can come and contact each other and that's it. But I think that could create a problem.
I think that if you think and work and do things on a smaller scale, meaning if you do just low riders or collectibles and create a brand like that, I think that way you can run with, right? Like you're selling and you're gonna brand only collectibles on that classified, old Maseratis, old Porsches, or low riders. I think that's an angle you can go with.
That's a great idea, especially with the Z on the end, because then it's more of a brand too. That's a
Yeah,
really good idea.
right.
Very good
I
idea.
mean, you're probably going to get a letter if you grow big enough into their market, but then it's going to be like pick your battles.
It has a lot of backlinks. There's a lot you can do there. I would just start with creating info pages on each different car and just giving reviews on those cars and then put ads on there and some affiliate links. You don't need to do any
One car per page, David.
Yeah, like for example, Maserati, each model has a different page, right? And then each Chevy has a different page because there's like 100 different models of
Yeah,
Chevy.
but the model which you are telling us, it's about like earning from the AdWords.
AdSense, and also you could put affiliate ads in there and sell like
AdSense, I don't like AdSense actually. You know what? I believe in my own let me tell you how. Like if I develop anything, so I don't want to get the advertisement of the AdSense or earning from the AdSense, because AdSense suspend your account anytime without telling you anything, and you are screwed. So this is the reason I like to sell my own advertisement space on my own.
Why don't you reach out to different dealers of the different types of cars? So if you have a Maserati page, call a few Maserati dealerships and let them work out some kind of ads.
Yeah, that's a good idea, and I worked out on it on this one as well. So I was just, but in my opinion, I was thinking about like classified would be great, but because the seller will come, because you know what, right now it's on parking of bodies, okay, with the links to sell the car, to purchase the car, or whatever, buy used car, and whatever visitors are coming there, they are clicking. So it means the buyers, the visitors who are visiting the site, they are actually interested in buying and selling the cars, because they are clicking that links of buying the car and used car. So this is the thing.
how much traffic do you have?
Like 2,000, 3,000 per month.
This is $1 million site.
That's going to?
You could make $1 million a month on this site.
Riz, do you want me to sell for 100,000?
No, Andre.
I'll write you a check now.
No, it's
No,
not
you
like
do. I'll write you a check.
Actually, the problem is
I trust David.
we can make money on this name, but in development, but I need to think a lot about this, because this could be an issue from cars.
What I need you to
And
do,
cars is a monster. Keep in mind.
change the landing page to just a simple website and put on Google Analytics and collect data on where the people are coming from and what pages they want to go to. Put all the lists of different cars, have them click on it, and you see where they end up going. And then you'll know what they're into and where they're from, and then we can figure out a strategy after that.
In fact, if you put a lead capture page on there, then you can go ahead and build a list that you can work with too.
Okay.
How much did you pay for it?
Me,
Uh-huh.
I paid
Pay $10.
good money, man.
More than 100,000.
I'm screwed on this one, 14,000. I paid 14,000 or 15,000, I think.
Good.
You can get that money back in a week with just putting Google AdSense on there.
David, don't help.
As
No,
always,
it's giving me like $200 in bodies every month. So, but I don't know it's worth it, but I'm just keeping it. And I was thinking about but I can't give the time to the development now. So I was just thinking to
My
make
offer is off
something
the table.
in which I don't have to do anything.
Joint venture with David.
Hey, Riz,
My offer is off the table now.
Riz, if you need the help, I can help you with developing it.
Oh, really, Thomas?
Yeah, we talked about this before.
I'm busy, so take anybody's offer. I'm busy.
I'll just take any one of the letters, C, A, R, either one
Yeah,
of them.
just the first three letters, it's
Pick the
enough.
Z.
I'll offer you $1 million for the first three letters.
Yeah.
No,
Hey,
it's
all right.
I believe it's a nice name, but let's see what will I do with this name.
Good luck with it. Sounds like you can do a lot.